So good morning, good morning. It's mid-morning out here. We are near Lansdowne, quote-unquote TD Place. And I'm just being a weirdo, ranting into the iPad. But just now I had this moment where I was applying for some jobs. And let me backtrack. First I was actually doing a little Google Maps of quote-unquote Sackville, New Brunswick. So Sackville, New Brunswick is where I lived for 6 years. And I went to school there as well, Mount Allison University. And I don't know, recently, I don't know what it is. I've just been compelled with this idea of like going back and visiting. I think it's part of this larger travel kind of scenario. It's like I'm trying to travel more. And what's the first place that I can get to and have a reason to go to? The town that I used to live in, right, for 6 years. And you know, it's one of those things too, it's like when I was there, I hated it. You know what I mean? It's like when I was there, I hated it. But then now it's like 6 years after the fact. It's almost 6 years to May 24th will be exactly 6 years. And I'm like, there's some advantages to living out there, right? What I'm starting to realize is that because the nature of Ottawa is, they say there's a tech industry here, but really it's a government town. It's a government town and you ain't doing government and you can't really get that kind of security clearance or whatever. What are you gonna do? Retail, general labor, that kind of thing. There's an art scene, But I think like the art scene is also, it gets roped into this whole bureaucracy shit that exists in Ottawa. And I was thinking, I was talking to somebody weeks ago about how there's a lot of like full-time artists out there, like self-sustaining artists, because I think it's because cost of living is low. Alright. And because cost of living is low, it's easy to kind of live out there, do your arts thing part-time, and then also do whatever part-time. And that kind of, the finances sort themselves out because cost of living is low. And it's now like we're now getting the summer weather is looking, that woman looked real good over there. I'm ranting into my iPad. Anyway, I got a haircut too. This is the kind of new hair scenario. Yeah, these are just my thoughts. Thinking of how am I gonna get out of town. Actually, this is what happened. I actually applied to 2 jobs that were on the Mount Allison website. One was like, I think it was like a mental health outreach worker or something. The other one was a like admissions counselor. Like it's basically like you promote the school to people. You go to high schools. You go to high schools in the U.S. and Canada, so domestically, internationally, and you promote the school to high school kids and try and get people to sign up, basically, or to at least apply, sign up. You get people to apply. So, and it favors former students. Now, I don't know how many people are going to apply to that. And the deadline, see, that's the thing. I just look at the deadlines. I just saw the postings. That was an hour ago. The deadlines were May 11th. We're now May 13th or 14th. No, we're May 14th. So I missed the deadlines, but I still put it up in there because that will be a nice little, and whatever. You see what happens. But it'll be a nice little way to have a justifiable reason to be back in that town. I don't know whether this is part of one of those like trying to go back to kill the quote-unquote demons, or whether it's like this soldier that I talk to once in a while. He's like, yeah, you go back, you do a couple tours, and you feel compelled to go back, even though the scenario. And I know you can't really compare the 2 scenarios, right? Me being in a small town in New Brunswick, and then a soldier story or whatever. But because I don't see myself as that. But it's worth examining, right? Like the town where a lot of my mental health shit got unraveled where a lot of my mental health battles kind of really, and my addictions battles really were like beginning to sort of manifest themselves. Going back to that town, it's weird. And I was looking at Moncton, New Brunswick. Moncton it's like a hot spot right now. It's like a hub. It's a central location, but more specifically, it's like a hub for business, I guess, right now. Cost of living's low, central location. You got a bunch of little regional areas around. Quasi cities. You got Halifax around. St. John is there. So I don't know. I'm going right now to go explore that concept more. See what it would really take to just get out there. Maybe Airbnb my place, because these jobs with the school, with Mount Allison, would be like 8 months. So 8 months back in that town, back in that part of the country, Maritimes. I got more thoughts on the Maritimes, so I want to keep this short because I know this is going to go long and I'm kind of ranting here, but it's nice that I'm going to continue my little walk. So peace out YouTube, peace out vlog.